Russian soldiers abandoned at the front. Armored vehicles entering a minefield. Soldiers freeze when they see a kamikaze drone. T-80 tank shot down by FPV drone. Failed attack attempt. Destroyed military bases. FPV drone attacks. No way out. Stay tuned for more. July 1st, 2025. Reconnaissance drones from Ukraine's 414th UAS Brigade spotted a lone Russian soldier in the Pokrovsk sector of the Donetsk region. He was tracked for a while, likely lost or fleeing from the front line. Shortly after, Ukrainian FPV drones were launched to carry out the strike. The Russian soldier notices the FPV drones following him and starts to run. But with two drones in pursuit, he realizes there's no escape and attempts to shoot one down. But he fails to shoot it down, and the FPV drone directly targets the Russian soldier. Two Russian soldiers on an ATV tried to escape, but a Ukrainian drone dropped a bomb on them. The driver suddenly changed course, but the ATV struck a TM-62 anti-tank mine, causing the deaths of both Russian soldiers. Russian soldiers started to run away after noticing a Ukrainian FPV drone. One of them tried to hide with his jacket, but that was not enough. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. July 1st, 2025. A Russian soldier was spotted by Ukrainian drones while hiding in ruins. He was soon shot down by an FPV kamikaze drone. This Russian soldier was detected by a drone near the village of Bilohorivka in the Luhansk region. Upon noticing the drone, he froze and remained completely still. It's unclear why many Russian soldiers choose not to move when faced with an incoming kamikaze drone. The FPV drone ultimately struck the soldier. June 30th, 2025. In the Zaporizhia direction, the 128th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade targeted a Russian soldier with an FPV drone. The soldier attempted to shoot it down, but failed. A Russian armored personnel carrier carrying an assault unit tried to advance towards Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian artillery opened fire to stop the vehicle, but it continued to approach the defenses. However, it entered a minefield. After hitting two anti-tank mines, the armored vehicle was completely destroyed. June 29th, 2025. Two Russian soldiers moving through a forested area in the Zaporizhia region were detected by Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade. When the soldiers stopped to rest, FPV drones launched the attack. Noticing the drones, the soldiers started to run, but it was too late. July 1st, 2025. Pilots from Ukraine's 100th Mechanized Brigade used fiber optic FPV drones to destroy Russian armored vehicles. At another target, there were also Russian infantry soldiers. A bomb-laden drone was sent over a soldier lying on the ground, waiting. Russian artillery positions were hit with FPV kamikaze drones, while ambushed logistics routes were set up using drones. Every vehicle moving along Russian soldier routes was eliminated. The Russian soldier, unaware of the FPV drone overhead, had stepped outside the trench. A bomb dropped from the drone seriously wounded him. As he called for help over the radio and tried to return to the trenches, a second strike hit him, ending his efforts to reach safety. June 30th, 2025. A Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drone skillfully infiltrated a room where Russian soldiers were resting. The room contained military equipment, including weapons, ammunition, and a Russian soldier's uniform. The drone pilot began searching for the soldier, then aimed behind the wall, hitting the exact spot where the Russian soldier was hiding, repelling the Russian attack. South of Belatska village in Donetsk region, 2 Russian BMP-2 vehicles tried to break through Ukraine's defenses and infantry lines, but were destroyed by Ukrainian FPV drones. The first targeted Russian armored vehicle exploded and was destroyed instantly in the initial attack. As the other Russian armored vehicle tried to flee in panic, it crashed into a tree. An FPV drone launched immediately after hit the vehicle with perfect accuracy. The heavily damaged vehicle was finished off by another FPV kamikaze drone sent right behind. This final strike completely destroyed it. As both Russian armored vehicles were destroyed, the Russian assault was successfully repelled. July 1st, 2025. A Russian TOS-1 multiple rocket launcher system was detected near Andriivka. Ukrainian ground forces launched a precise strike with howitzers, scoring a direct hit. The explosion was massive. All the thermobaric rockets detonated along with the vehicle in a single, devastating blast. Russian assault soldiers on ATV entered a border village, attempting to secure positions. Ukrainian forces monitored the entire situation with drones. Before the soldiers could settle into the houses, FPV drones dropped bombs on them. The FPV drone attacks continued to come, one after another. Russian soldiers were completely helpless against drone attacks. Following the targeted strikes, the Russian soldiers began to retreat, but they were targeted by the drone before they could get far. A Russian T-80 tank was hit by a Ukrainian kamikaze drone while attacking Ukrainian positions. The tank lost its mobility and could not leave its position. The Russian tank was completely destroyed in the second attack. Many Russian tanks are destroyed in this way, acting alone on the battlefield. Ukraine has started using unmanned ground vehicles to deliver supplies to frontline soldiers. These robotic vehicles transport weapons, food, and medical aid safely across dangerous areas, reducing soldier casualties by up to 30%. Ukrainian 30th Mechanized Brigade destroyed a strange-looking Russian UGV near Soledar. Its design unlike anything seen before on the battlefield. June 29th, 2025. North of the village of Ivano-Darivka, Ukraine's Rubizh Brigade carried out operations against Russian infantry. One Russian soldier was hiding in the bushes. He managed to shoot down the first incoming drone, but couldn't escape the second. A hangar used by Russian forces to conceal armored vehicles was once again identified by Ukrainian reconnaissance drones. 2 Russian armored vehicles inside were destroyed by FPV kamikaze drones. Ukrainian forces used FPV kamikaze drones to destroy a detected Russian ammunition depot along with the soldiers inside. June 30th, 2025. A Russian drone repair base and the position of drone operators were identified. 3 GBU-39 bombs launched from a Ukrainian Air Force MiG-29 struck the site on the southern front, completely destroying the repair facility and neutralizing the drone operators. The Aerial Reconnaissance Unit of Ukraine's 3rd Operational Brigade, Spartan, identified the location of a Russian Tu-S7 Payan self-propelled artillery system. With target corrections and guidance provided, Ukrainian Defense Forces used a HIMARS artillery system to strike the position. As a result, the Russian artillery vehicle was destroyed. Drones from Ukraine's Ivan Franko unit targeted abandoned houses used by Russian soldiers with FPV kamikaze drones. Carrying small but powerful high-explosive bombs, these drones create precise and impactful strikes. Each attack destroys enemy hideouts, weakening their operational capabilities. Thanks to FPV drones, Ukraine gains rapid and accurate strikes, securing an advantage on the battlefield. During a week-long operation, Ukraine's 63rd Mechanized Brigade relentlessly targeted Russian infantry using FPV kamikaze drones. Russian soldiers were repeatedly struck while moving across open terrain, making them vulnerable to these precise and fast attacks. This continuous drone threat exposes significant challenges in the Russian forces' battle formations and tactics, highlighting their difficulty in adapting to modern drone warfare. The heavy reliance on traditional infantry movements in open areas leaves them exposed and vulnerable to Ukraine's advanced drone capabilities, shifting the balance on the battlefield. This sustained drone assault not only inflicted heavy casualties, but also forced Russian units to alter their movement patterns and tactics. The constant threat of FPV kamikaze drones limits the enemy's ability to regroup, resupply, or launch coordinated attacks without being detected and targeted. It also highlights a growing shift in modern warfare, where small, agile drone units provide real-time reconnaissance and precision strikes, challenging traditional ground forces. Ukraine's effective use of these drones is reshaping battlefield dynamics, making it increasingly difficult for Russian troops to maintain control and momentum in contested areas.